So in this video we're going to see like what is lambda expression. Lambda expression is nothing but it's a concise way to represent the anonymous function. Okay, so whatever you are seeing in the code, right, anonymous function, anonymous block we are writing, so that block we can able to shorten and we can able to write it in very simple manner instead of open brace, close brace, and we are putting all the at the rate, override, all those things we need not to be right. It's going to be very simple and straightforward. If you use that I mean, there is one structure. If you use that, then it's going to be very straightforward and it's going to be very simple and easy to use. So that's the intention of lambda expression. And if we use this, then our piece of code also going to be looking very good, and it is easy to understand also. Okay, no need to write that much code, and it will going to be like one single line code of and all. Okay, so let me show you how we can able to write the code, and how it is actually how previously we have written using the anonymous block, and now how we going to write it with the lambda expression. Okay, so let me show you the code. If you see, I created uh, let me open this. I created one class, lambda example. This is just having the main method. So simple, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one interface. Okay, it's just a normal interface. I'll stick with the bike example only. Keep it simple. So this time I'll just change the method name to transmission type. Okay, uh, transmission type. Cool. So transmission type, sometimes bike have the gear, sometimes bike does not have a gears. Okay, so I'm going to take the gear and non-bike gears. Okay, so I'll create one bike. Okay, let me create one bike. Maybe I can create sports bike. Okay, sports bike. How we used to create the anonymous one, like this. Okay, so now it is asking me to implement that particular method. So I implemented the method. So now what I'm going to do, I'll just put the sys out. So here I'll put sports bike base gears. Okay, so now this is as usual, and I'm just going to give the transmission type. So let me run this. We expected sports bike always have the gears. Okay, cool. Now if you see, as I mentioned, it's going to be a concise way to represent the anonymous function, right? So what is mean by lambda, first of all? Okay, how we can able to represent the lambda? So lambda can be represented using using this way. So this is the notation. Okay, this notation, if you understand, then you can able to easily write this code into the lambda expression. Okay, now if you see, I'm just using open braces and close braces, and I'm just putting on arrow. So what does it mean? Do I need to memorize or something by using this particular notation, or is there any meaning where we can able to correlate with the this particular piece of code? Yes, obviously you need not to memorize. It's going to be there is a correlation. If you know that correlation, then it's going to be really useful, and it's going to be really simple. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to write this code into the lambda expression. Okay, so here if you notice that what lambda expression is saying, okay boss, you have new keyword and you putting bike that creating an object, right, and you are putting the anonymous block. Okay, now you need not to write this much. Okay, simply what you can do, you can remove one by one. Okay, so by using this notation, then it will be like straightforward. Okay, so what they are saying, okay, but it's like new keyword, it's not required first of all. Okay, because whatever you are going to do is just you're going to create a block. Okay, cool. You need not to create a, you need not the new keyword actually at all. Then I already aware of the type. Okay, you need not to create the type also, so remove this type. Okay, just keep the parenthesis, because this parenthesis only helps to understand what are the parameters we are receiving. Whether you are getting the parameters or you are not getting any parameters, no worries, just keep the braces. Okay, whatever this parenthesis, simple. So now we came to know this particular stuff. Same. Now where this arrow mark is coming, okay boss, you have this block, and you have override method, and you have the public void and transmission type. You have this particular statement, right, printout statement. Now the thing is, you don't need to override. first of all. Okay, because I know which method you're going to override, because interface, this bike interface having the transmission type, so I know which method you're going to override. Obviously you need not to put the override keyword. Okay, so then do you need that transmission type? Because as I mentioned, like we already know, like this method only you're going to override. So Java is saying, okay, just remove this, you don't need this. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just remove this, I don't need this block at all. Okay, so now, so what I left is only the statement. So the statement is enough. Yeah, it is enough, because I can able to understand whatever you are giving inside this particular block. Okay, whatever you are giving inside this particular block, I can able to correlate. I mean, in the Java level, I'm saying Java level, Java can able to correlate whatever the statement you're giving. It is nothing but it's a implementation or definition for this particular abstract method of this interface. So directly Java can able to correlate. So now still we are getting the compilation issue. Okay, so once you created like this, okay, you have the parenthesis to accept the parameters, and you have the block, and we need to somewhere we need to like relate it, right? How it going to relate? By using this arrow mark. Okay, so now you can see this is the notation, which is nothing but this one. Okay, this block we are giving the definition. Okay, so now if you see codes, so boilerplate codes we actually removed. It's going to be like single line code, right? Now Java is saying again it's going to be one line code. Still you don't need these braces at all. What you can do, simply remove this brace and declare it like this. Declare it like this. So now you got to know this is the notation. This is the notation, and we have the statement. It's also single line code, and we can able to easily understand this particular code. And if I run this, will it work? Yes, obviously it will work. You can see it's still working. Okay, now we will get into the situation like, okay, so by using this notation I can able to create a lambda expression. So this is the lambda expression, and I can able to assign it to this particular type. By using this instance I can able to access that particular method. So how, when I put sportsbike.dot, I'm not overriding that particular method and just putting dot and space, it is showing transmission type. Even though I'm calling this method, how this sysout is invoking, that is how the Java is deciding. Okay, if you are giving any statement here, okay, any line, n number, how many lines of code you are giving here, okay, I'm going to map that particular definition into this abstract method, whatever the object we are creating. Here we are creating as a bike type. So this value, this statements going to be definition for this abstract method. Immediately one point should come into your mind. Okay, boss, you are saying this is one abstract method. So what will happen? I'll create one more abstract method, like void. I'll put like maybe I can put fuel type. Okay, once I put the fuel type, will it work? If you see, I'm getting some error. Okay, let me hover this. Multiple non-overriding abstract method found in the interface lambda bike, which means, boss, you have more than one abstract method. So whatever the definition you gave, it is fine, but which method I can map this definition? Because you have two abstract method, right? I can map randomly, like one this definition will be go and sit here or sit here. So it can't, Java can't able to understand, right? So simply Java is throwing, boss, it is not possible. Try to keep only one abstract method within the interface. Otherwise, I can't able to map it. That's the key factor here. Now if you see, let me comment, it will work. Now if you see this particular issue, right, there is one interface we have seen already, that is called functional interface, right? Functional interface, there is one thumb rule is like it should follow the SAM, like single abstract method. That particular interface always should have the only one abstract method, but it can have n number of default or n number of static methods. Now if you see, if I put functional interface, then it will work like same. Now we can ensure this is going to be a functional interface, and it will always have only one abstract method. If I give any definition here as a lambda expression, then it will always map to this particular method. Now you got it, why it is asking us to put only one abstract method. This is what I'm saying, like in the previous video, like by using the functional interface and by using the anonymous class, both going to be combined and make it like lambda going to be like very powerful and very useful notation and expression in the Java. Okay, now if you see, I'm just using one functional interface and I'm going to use the lambda expression notation. So how we derived it from the anonymous class. Okay, so now we have some idea like, okay, this is where we can able to write it. So if I have more than one code, because method always not going to have only one line of code, right? It will have more than one code. In that case, simple, you can put it inside the braces, then it will work as it is. So here I'm going to give one more, like maybe uh, like I'll put some sample string. Okay, just adding a sample. I just want to show multiple lines also you can execute. Let me run this. You can see two statements is printing. One is bike, super sports bikes always have gears, and there is another sample statement I have added. So both are working fine. So now we clearly comes to know by the lambda can be used to represent the anonymous function. So which is going to be very straightforward and using this notation. Okay, I hope I covered most of the things in the lambda expression. And let me just come out of this presentation and let me go here. See, in the functional interface, if you see guys, like we have created, we are used a consumer, we are used supplier and all. If I go inside, and you might have seen only one accept method and all, right? Accept method, and we have multiple default method. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece of code, consumer code, simply I'm going to put it here. Okay, I'm just putting it here. So yeah, you can see, just copy and paste it. So nothing, it just created one consumer, and I'm just keeping it like this. Okay, so now here also same. So can I write this into abstract, sorry, lambda expression? Yes, it is possible. Simple, as I mentioned, simply remove this, it's not required. And this override and definition also not needed. Remove this, and here also remove this. And this is also not needed because going to be single statement. Let me keep it like this. Okay, now this is fine. Now if you notice that there is one error is coming, that is called yes, because if I go to any consumer, okay, if I go to the consumer, the accept method always receive one type of argument. Okay, this argument we should pass, then otherwise it won't work. Correct. Now if you see, if I go here, sorry, not here, if I go here, this argument we are not passing anywhere, that's why it can't able to find it. So now this going to be the method, the argument. Okay, now you can see this is nothing but some method, like whatever the method we are declaring. Like for example, if I go here, let's just imagine this is the method. Okay, now I removed all the public void starting, and I so public void accept, and I removed everything. I'm going to keep only the string. That is what we are keeping here. Okay, now we need to pass the variable. Okay, I'm passing yes. Okay, now if I go inside, this statement is there, this statement only I'm keeping it here. Now it's clear. So it's going to be straightforward. Okay, so this is going to be useful, like wherever you are passing the arguments, even though whether you are passing the arguments or not passing the arguments, you have to be like mention this and this notation. And if you are passing the arguments, obviously you have to keep the arguments here only. So now if I run this, you will get the same output. Hello Venkat. Okay, you are getting it. So now you got it, like whether with arguments or without arguments, how we can able to write the lambda expression. So this is all about the lambda expression, how you can able to create any lambda expression code, and how you can able to assign it to the variable by using this, how we can able to shorten the code. Okay, now it's very clear, right? So this is going to be really useful. As I mentioned, by using the functional interface, we're going to achieve the functional programming. We can able to pass the function into any method as an arguments, right? That is possible. Actually, I'll show in the next video, upcoming videos, how we are going to do that. Because if you understand this particular notation and the way how we are declaring the lambda, so in upcoming session I'm going to show it in only in the lambda. I'm not going to be focused on the anonymous class, because this is going to be the code which we are going to write in the future videos. Okay, So now I hope you guys have some understanding about lambda expression, right? So in upcoming videos we'll cover more examples, and we'll try to address many example with concrete example, like then you will get on some idea about like, okay, this is how we need to represent and this is how we need to use this lambda expression so extensively. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching the video. So bye bye.